Alexa is looking to the side when she spots a strange creature. The creature turns its head toward Alexa, and then a person, who looks like a scientist and seems to be mad, appears. He says that he finally got the royal bed. He approaches the scientist and asks Alexa if she has been kidnapped, but the scientist doesn't respond. Instead, he keeps saying, "royal blood," and as he speaks, blood starts flowing out of his body. Alexa asks what he plans to do with her blood. The scientist replies that her blood is demon blood and that he plans to use it to summon demons in modern times. In the next scene, we see that we are attacking the academy very badly, and the main character is thinking that he doesn't want to do anything so he can remain a background character. Then, a man approaches and stabs Kang Anan in the leg with a large weapon. He asks him if he has anything to say, but Kang Anan starts crying and says that he really doesn't know anything. The man mocks him and calls him a beggar, but Kang Anan stops his acting of crying. The main character then wonders how long this will go on. After that, we return to the scientist, who is taking a lot of blood from Alexa. He comes back to take more blood, and Alexa tells him not to take all her blood because she doesn't want to die. The scientist says he knows and won't take too much, but he needs it for the future. Then he continues draining her blood. Alexa gets angrier and starts to wonder what would happen if those idiots weren't involved in this. The scientist says that if those idiots hadn't destroyed his laboratory, things would have been different. In anger, Sandisk starts kicking the creature and says that he was very close to completing his research. He calls the creature a useless thing, but then Sandisk is stopped by the scientist, who says, "You want my blood, right?" The scientist agrees, saying that if he has Alexa's blood, he will be able to complete his work. He then walks over to a table, picks up a strange food item from a bowl, and brings it to Alexa, asking her what it is. The scientist says that her blood is nearly gone, and he forgot to feed her. He then forcibly feeds her the strange food while laughing. The creature is also watching this. In the next scene, the academy is shown, where Iris, Alexa's sister, is approached by Junan, who admits that he's partly responsible for the incident because it happened on his school grounds. Iris says she doesn't think he's at fault, and their priority is to save Alexa. According to the report, it's possible that a student named Kajizo has kidnapped Alexa. Junan agrees that the evidence is against him but mentions that based on his skills, he doesn't think Kajizo could have attacked the princess. Even after 5 days of interrogation, Kajizo hasn't revealed anything. Iris says they will continue to monitor him, even if they release him, to which Junan agrees. Iris, feeling upset, says that her sister has been kidnapped. Iris looks out the window and notices a fight. She learns that Clea is furious, shouting that her brother is in trouble, and she needs to save him. She demands to be let out. A lady approaches Clea and tells her that no matter her reasons, she cannot leave her dorm. Iris recalls the previous day when she was sword fighting with Alexa. She thinks to herself that by fighting together, they learned everything about each other. In the following scene, we see Kang Anan, who is tortured and roughly thrown out of a room. He then heads home and, while on the train, thinks to himself that he could instantly heal his injuries, but people would notice, which wouldn't be good for a background character like him. He also notices two people staring at Kajizo, so he gets off the train, and they start following him. At that moment, a girl approaches Kang Anan and says that they will meet later, and then walks away. Kang Anan reaches his room, where Alpha is waiting. She tells him she thought he came to become her assistant, but he asks what she's doing there. Alpha replies that she got a call and came back because she heard he was in trouble. Kang Anan confirms, saying it's probably true. Alpha then updates him about their progress, stating that their organization is increasing its influence, and although they are not strong yet, they are continuously growing. Alpha continues, saying they can't trust Knight because he might be involved with a cult, and she suggests that Alexa was not kidnapped because her blood, found in the royal family's waves, has a high concentration of hero blood. Kang Anan asks if this means Alexa is still alive. Alpha responds, saying she might be, because if she were dead, they wouldn't be able to extract any more blood from her body. Before leaving, Alpha tells him that Delta is also there. Kong Anon is surprised to hear this, and Alpha confirms that Delta misses him. In the next scene, Kong Anon is seen preparing expensive wine and setting up a room with luxurious items. After completing his setup, he picks up Alexa's fake coin and places it on the table, along with a letter he received that day. The next scene shows Beta arriving, excited to see Kong Anon sitting comfortably and drinking wine. She tells him that, following Lady Alpha's orders, 14 people have stirred chaos in the royal capital. Kong Anon expresses his dissatisfaction with the small number of people involved. Beta apologizes, but Kong Anon wonders if they missed recruiting extra people. Beta then shares their plan to attack the cut-off secret base located in the capital, while also tracking the magic of the royal family members. They plan to take them into custody once found. Lady Alpha and Delta will assist with the operation. Beta concludes by stating that soon, the whole world will know about them. In the next scene, Kong Anon's interrogators are speaking about the lack of information from the surveillance team. One of them criticizes them for not realizing how dangerous Kong Anon's organization is. Meanwhile, Kong Anon overhears them and responds by saying, "Is this your game?" He knocks over the boot and attacks the men who were chasing him. A fight ensues, and Kong Anon takes them down easily. As they prepare to flee, a blast is heard, which Kong Anon recognizes as being caused by Delta. On the other side, Iris is informed that there are 8 attacks happening in different locations, all by an organized group. She orders the security team to focus on the school, while she heads to the frontline herself. Alexa, weak and hearing the explosions, wonders about the situation. The scientist enters and informs her that everything is going as planned. However, he seems worried about the situation and says that everyone might be killed. He then takes out a large syringe, claiming he has created a proton that will make even the useless creature useful, and injects it into the creature. The scientist receives a phone call from Sandisk, but he ignores it, continuing his work with the creature. The creature begins to grow larger and releases immense evil power, eventually killing the scientist. Alexa, who witnesses this, is confused but tries to communicate with the creature, asking for help. However, the creature continues to grow and starts destroying the building. Alexa manages to escape from the scene and finds herself outside, where the creature's size continues to increase, causing panic among the people around her. Just then, a man named Gene appears, telling Alexa that he won't let her escape. He claims that this is his facility and that he had asked the scientist to conduct research. Alexa, initially angry, remains calm and sarcastically comments on how she had always known Gene was crazy. She reveals that as long as she has his blood and the research, she could secure a seat in the upcoming round of rankings. Gene explains that the round is a prestigious group known for its highest-ranking knights, where one can earn more fame and wealth. The two then clash, with Alexa using her special attack. Gene taunts her by pointing out that she copied her sister's attack. Alexa hits him with her strike, but he remains largely unaffected, and the two exchange insults. Gene tells Alexa that she will never be able to surpass her sister and challenges her further. As they fight, the battle intensifies with water-related attacks. Gene pushes Alexa into the water and tells her she can never be like her sister. Just as Alexa is about to react, a mysterious figure named Shadow arrives on the scene, prompting Gene to recognize him immediately. Alexa, shocked, watches the figure carefully. Shadow reveals that he is a figure of mystery, moving in the shadows, and holds immense power. The episode ends with a sense of intrigue and anticipation about what will happen next.